And good evening, everybody, and welcome here to race number 18, chase race number 3 of Season 8 of the NNSCRA Mobil1 Cup Series, live here tonight from Darlington, under the lights, as the VFW and Sports Clips present the Help a Hero 200. 37 laps of racing here tonight. Had a caution-free Truck Series race. We'll see if the same can be said here tonight in the Mobil1 Cup Series event, as the chase points coming into this race are quite a bit spread out, but they are rather close up between the top 5. We'll get to that in just a minute. As starting on the pole is going to be Anthony McCrory. Now, this track has a special place in the heart of the Audi drivers, because this is where Audi, for the very first time since making their debut in NNSCRA competition, went to victory lane in their debut race as well. It was back in season number 6 when Noah Hart put the number 47 Audi in victory lane, with Audi making its debut. Audi's been to victory lane 3 times since then, and Anthony McCrory going to try and see if he can get Audi their very first Mobil1 Cup Series win here tonight at the place where it all began. Alongside of him is going to be Carson Gum. Then it's going to be Bob Jones and Sean Galligan. Then our first chaser in Jake Rogers, who comes in 70 points back already, only 2 races into this chase. He's going to definitely have to try and get something going here tonight. Then the next highest starting chaser is our winner from last week, and that's James McLeod. Picked up his second win of the season at Chicagoland last week. It moved him up into the hunt for the championship, now only 10 points back from his Turner Motorsports teammate Dylan Poteet. And then the other driver that's going to start in the top 10, that's the chaser, that's Ricky Falcon. Starting off from the 10th position, Falcon is 8th in the points, right now a total of 44 points back from the top position. But let's get these cars rolling off, though. And as they are going to complete this pace lap, we'll show you starting lineup. Drivers highlighted in yellow in the starting grid are your chase drivers. The points coming into this race are pretty close, at least up inside just about between 1st through 6th. That's where a lot of the moving and shaking might happen here tonight. Dylan Poteet is the points leader over James McLeod, who is 10 points back, as I said. Levi McIntyre is 3rd. He is a total of 14 points out. Tristan Folks is 20 points back in 4th. LJ Mills is 5th. He is a total of 21 points out. And then Charles Jackson is 30 points back in 6th in the points. Zach Hamlin and Ricky Falcon are tied for 7th position. They're 7th and 8th, a total of 44 points back. And it's Gene Sanford, 47 points back in 9th. Jessica Shelton is 10th in the points, a total of 56 points back. Jake Rogers is a total of 70 points back in 11th. And Joshua Collard, who has had 2 DNFs in the first 2 chase races, he is 12th in the points, right now a total of 81 points back. He's got a lot of work to do here tonight to get himself back up in the hunt mathematically for the championship. But here we go, 37 laps of racing. The Help a Hero 200 at Darlington is green. And as I said, our Truck Series race last night was completely caution-free. It basically came down to pit strategy, and we saw pit strategy take place. Also saw quite a few miscues on pit road, which cost a number of drivers a chance at good finishes. Will we see something similar to that tonight? I don't know. What I do know is Anthony McCrory has checked out by about a car length into the lead. Bob Jones to 2nd. 3rd place now Jake Rogers, and Danny Wells, our winner from Arizona, is now up to 4th. Danny Wells, who is also coming off quite a bit of a streak in Snickers. Tomorrow night, he'll be looking for his 3rd straight victory of the season. He won at Daytona, and he won at Chicagoland last week, and I think the caution may be out. Is that our first caution of the weekend? It is, as Bob Jones goes by Anthony McCrory, and oh, would you believe it? It's Collard again. Caution is out for the first time here tonight, and Joshua Collard, for the 3rd straight week, is involved in a wreck. And that may be the nail in the coffin, ending the championship hopes of Joshua Collard here for this season. Oh, there's someone spinning back here. I just heard some squealing tires. Might have been Pichu London. Oh, man, look out. They're still spinning. Trent Dunham, Tristan Folks just got jacked up by Caleb Farrell. What are these guys doing? We're all backing up here under caution. Dylan Poteet's back behind this. So is Gene Sanford. There's Chris Washer way back behind all this. I don't know if he maybe got into the 33 or not. But the only car right now that is on the pit lane is the Rich Chevrolet of Joshua Collard. There's Caleb Farrell coming to pit road. Rohit Vidarvu as well. You got to assume those two getting the damage from that whole backup there. under the pacing. There's Chris Washer coming to pit road too. I think maybe it was Washer and Collard that may have gotten together to put us under our first caution. We'll find out in just a minute, as Bob Jones is the leader under our first yellow. Joshua Collard, third straight week, he hits trouble here as he's trying to run for a championship. Well, here's what happened. Look at Dylan Poteet, the points leader. He's up into the wall there, getting a famed Darlington stripe. Chris Washer, Joshua Collard went 3 wide to avoid him. They were all good right there. I think Washer got a huge run out of that corner, though, and wanted to go underneath Gene Sanfer. But Collard was already there right alongside his door, and look at these two. Straight down to the wall, and oh my goodness, Washer's car tumbling, flipping in the air. Collard's car got airborne too. Look at that. The 88 almost doing a blowover there. Oh man, hard impact there for both those drivers. Quite honestly, not sure how Washer was able to drive away. Oh my goodness, that was some heavy impact right there into that inside wall with Joshua Collard and Chris Washer. See if we can get a couple of chaser onboards. First on board with Dylan Poteet in the 31. Watch what our points leader saw. They never even let off. They went full force into that inside wall. Man, first caution of the evening is a doozy. 2 cars get airborne and a chaser is involved. And we're under caution for the first time here tonight at Darlington. So we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. NNSCRA doing a great job of clearing up turns 1 and just in the middle of turns 1 and 2. A lot of debris laid down there, especially from the 88 of Chris Washer. But we are going to get ready to go back to green on lap number 7 of 37. Bob Jones is the leader. McCrory in second. That caution was quite a timely caution for McCrory because he was starting to get freight trained there on the high side. Jake Rogers is now in third. Fourth, Danny Wells, Carson Gum fifth. Then it's Andreas Allen, Bob Fergus, Wolfgang Mason, Sean Galligan, and Zach Hamlin. That is the top 10 as we get ready to go back to green. We saw a bit of a stack up near the rear of the field under pacing, and a couple of drivers that came to pit road, including Caleb Farrell and Rohit Arabu. They have been able to repair their damage and come back out onto the racetrack. The only driver that is out of the race is going to be Joshua Collard. Somehow, I don't know how, but Chris Washer in the 88 is still running after we saw him flying down the front straightaway. Green flag, though, is back out. And Joshua Collard going to finish 42nd here tonight. I think that's going to be our first driver eliminated mathematically from winning the championship, unless he can win like the next 3 races in a row. That's basically the only way Collard could be able to counter the DNFs he's had in the first 3 chase races of the season and get back mathematically, easy for me to say, into the championship hunt. As Jake Rogers going to move by Bob Jones now. He'll move to the lead. Jake Rogers, 2-time winner this season, joining the likes of Dylan Poteet and James McLeod, trying to become the first 3-time winner this season. And definitely a driver like Collard who needs to have a good run. Collard not able to get it here tonight, but Jake Rogers is 70 points back already in the chase for the championship. And so tonight a win could definitely help him chip a little bit off of that gap that he has to close up in order to get back up into the hunt for the championship here. As Andreas Allen just moved by Anthony McCurry for 3rd place. That 7 car has been coming to the front. Didn't start inside the top 10, I don't believe, but has been working his way up here towards the lead. Now trying to catch Bob Jones, who in turn is trying to catch the leader Jake Rogers. Let's find out where our chasers are running. We know Dylan Poteet restarted way near the back. Let's see if he's been able to make up any ground. Yeah, he's going to work underneath Stephen Pollard III. Now Cody Lamas. restarted back, I think it was in the 39th position. It was either 39th or 38th. He was 34th this last time by. And starting to pick up more ground here as he'll work underneath Jacob Lawler and LJ Mills. Let's see where he crosses the stripe this time. Points leader's on a mission. He's up now to the 32nd position. The driver trying to run him down for the points lead. Last week's winner, James McLeod. He's up here not nearly in as much of a hornet's nest right now in the 8th position. Looking very good is the 51. And right now, according to our live points, he would be actually the points leader heading to next week at Homestead, Miami if the race were to end at this particular moment. There's Levi McIntyre. It seems like all the chaos is happening right behind him. He's in 16th, and then they're all really racing hard behind him with Jessica Shelton, Kyle Matthews, Danny Wells and company. Levi McIntyre right now in 14th. How about Tristan Folks in the 22? Now, I know that Tristan was involved a little bit in that stack-up. You can see there was rear-end damage to the back of the Discount Tire Ford. He's in the 25th position right now. Nick Smith is right behind him. And Dylan Poteet is slowly starting to catch up here towards that 22. As a matter of fact, Poteet's in a pretty good position right now because if you notice, he's just cleared Gene Samper. Ahead of him are two teammates, James Silverfox and Dylan Young. So if those two can get up there and race up with those other guys, make some holes for Dylan Poteet to fill, they can help Dylan Poteet kind of as a bit of a barricade, if you will, kind of like a battering ram up to the front. Right behind him is Gene Samfer, one of the 5 rookies battling for this championship. Gene is 47 points back coming into tonight's race. 9th in the point standings, looking for a good run. Maybe she can follow Dylan Poteet up to the front here if Poteet's able to get himself into a good position. And I believe LJ Mills may have also been caught in that stack-up. Whoa! Mason Wood, I think, almost lost it. But he hung on to it. He got turned down to the wall by somebody. I think it might have been by Cody Lamas in the 6. But both of them were able to keep it together. So a close call there. Go back to talking about LJ Mills. I'm pretty sure he was caught up in that stack-up under the pacing as well, now trying to get by his kind of affiliate, if you will. It is a Toyota, but it's a Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, of course, the 54 out of Kyle Busch Motorsports, but they are affiliated in some way. As we move back up here towards the front, Dylan Poteet actually has kind of lost touch with this lead pack of drivers. There's Rohit Aravu, 41st, and Caleb Farrell is beat 40th, those two running without hoods. And it is all Jake Rogers right now at the front. Andreas Allen's been able to clear Bob Jones for second, but not so fast. Bob Jones wants that position back. Bob Jones has not been to victory lane in a Mobil1 Cup Series race since Talladega of season... would have been last season, I think. I think it was, yeah, last season when he drove the 14. Trying to look for what would be his second Mobil1 Cup Series win. Comes in 22nd in overall points. Andreas Allen, though, you know, you talk about having a good run here tonight. Andreas Allen's been having actually some pretty good runs all season. Comes into tonight's race 14th in points, second highest of the non-chasers. Second only to Cassandra Renzi. So Andreas has been having a very stellar season, but still lacking a trip to victory lane. There's Sean Galligan, former Mobil1 Cup Series champion, but is not battling for this championship. Zach Hamlin and James McLeod just got together, but they just kept it clean. Man, close quarter racing there. James McLeod having to back out of that one. That was a close call right there between a couple of chasers, but the caution's out. Caution's out, so they were able to keep it together, but apparently somebody else was not. So our second caution of the evening coming out here on lap 20, and ironically just around the time when these drivers would have had to start considering green flag pit stops. Oh, and another chaser's involved in another caution, this time Jessica Shelton. And someone else is smoking. More chasers involved. Levi McIntyre. Nick Smith and Kyle Matthews are in it. Joe Davis is smoking, and I thought I saw Tristan Folks back there in the 22. I did. Yet another chaser. And the pole sitter, Anthony McCrory, has been collected in this. Stephen Pollard the third, Matthew Dalio as well. James Silverfox is on the apron. I don't know if he was involved or not. Cody Lamas has damage. Andy Timmons is damaged. And all of a sudden, absolute chaos breaks loose here. Pit stops going on here on lap 21. Jake Rogers leads them down here. It'll undoubtedly be 4 tires and fuel for everybody. But oh boy. We just had 3rd, 4th, and 10th in points involved in an incident here under our second caution of the evening. As you're taking a look at Jake Rogers' team going to work, pit stop completed, comes off pit road, beats Andreas Allen out. Bob Jones with a rather slow pit stop that time, got beaten out by Zach Hamlin for 3rd. So it'll be Rogers, Allen, Zach Hamlin, McLeod came out 4th, 5th Bob Jones, then Fergus, Galligan, Jordan Davis, Pichu London, Ricky Falcon, and Tim Walsh. Looks like that will probably be the top 10. So caution's out for the second time this evening. Let's see what happened. 3 chasers involved in this one. And it looks like this was a much bigger wreck than what we had under our first yellow. Well, this incident actually is going to start all the way back in turn number 4. Watch here. Literally nose to tail between Jordan Davis, Andy Timmons, Levi McIntyre, and Kyle Matthews. And the contact's going to come between Timmons and McIntyre. Almost shades of what we just saw with Zach Hamlin and James McLeod a little bit further up. And this was just outside the top 10, too. Keep that in mind as well. Andy Timmons apparently did not appreciate that, comes back up, and he's just going to turn right into Levi McIntyre. Kyle Matthews collected there as well. And then there's just a smoke screen. You're just going to see drivers blindly trying to find their way through. Pichu London just barely going to get through. Wolfgang Mason as well. Man, Ricky Falcon's so close. Danny Wells was close. Justin Talumpus was close, and there's Shelton. Just gets clipped there in the passenger side door. And then here come the rest of them. Nick Smith, Tristan Folks, absolutely nowhere to go. 60 car gets up on his side. 22 gets on his side. Dylan Young, Matthew Dallio, even Dylan Pote got a slight piece of that incident. There's McCrory. I think McCrory may have gotten into, Andy Timmons possibly. Joe Davis involved there. Here comes Stephen Pollard III. We know he got some damage somehow. Who's he run into? Oh, he gets run to the back of by Cody Lamas, who then gets run to the back of by Mason Wood. And I think Steven's going to up ahead. Yeah, Steven got into Jessica Shelton, who was trying to get her car righted, and that's where Steven gets his damage. But I got to see here. I wanted to see about the pole sitter McCurry. I think he may have hit the 25. Came spinning into view. Oh no, he ended up getting hit by the 70 of Kyle Matthews. Running right behind Sean Henley. Henley's going to get through. McCrory not going to be able to. Hits with the right front there. Man. It's not a whole lot of room here. Man, there's the hit for Joe Davis. It's not a whole lot of room to be able to maneuver your way around a wreck here at Darlington. A number of drivers did a great job, but a lot of them tried and just were not able to succeed. And look at Chris Washer. He's going to go to the inside of McCurry and pick up a whole bunch of valuable spots. His car was airborne under our first caution. Oh, wow. That was a hard lick there by Jessica Shelton there when Steven hit her. Good grief. That was a rather violent hit. I thought it was just like one of those taps you get when a car can't completely slow down. But that was actually quite a violent hit. The 9 car actually, I think, left the ground for a brief moment. But a number of drivers involved, including 3rd and 4th in points, Levi McIntyre and Tristan Folks, as well as Jessica Shelton. Dylan Pote, we know, got a slight piece of it as well, and possibly a little bit of damage, too, to the machine of Ricky Falcon. Don't know for certain. But the caution flag out for the second time here tonight. Pit stops have taken place. We should be good to go now as far as pit strategy till the end of this race. Well, after our first caution, we only had one driver back behind the wall. A number of drivers have now joined him, including the following. James Silverfox is out of the race. Apparently he got some damage from that incident. Jessica Shelton's retired as well. Also out of the race are the cars of Andy Timmons, Matthew Dallio, Stephen Pollard III, Joe Davis, Kyle Matthews, pole sitter Anthony McCurry. Levi McIntyre will finish the day out in 39th, Tristan Folks in 40th, and Nick Smith is also behind the wall, joining Joshua Collard. There's Cody Lamas. He's damaged. Hood missing. Dylan Pote back in 27th now. Trying to see if any of the other drivers that we saw get pieces of this, if they're still in this field. Looks like just about everybody that got involved in that wreck is behind the wall now. Top 10 as we go back to green. Jake Rogers leads. Andreas Allen second. Then Zach Hamlin, James McLeod, and Bob Jones. 3 chasers in the top 5. Bob Fergus is in 6th. John Galligan 7th. Jordan Davis 8th. Tim Walsh up to 9th. And former Mobil1 Cup Series champion Pichu London completes the top 10. The rest of our chasers that are still on track. Ricky Falcon is in 11th. Gene Sanford restarts in 15th. Charles Jackson in 17th. And you got to go a long ways back before you find Dylan Poteet, the points leader, in 27th. And that's it for the chasers that are still on track. As Jake Rogers and Andreas Allen, they check out. 3rd place now under contest. McLeod going to take that position away. Bob Jones now looking for 4th. Bob Fergus looking for 5th. Battle on for the lead. Andreas Allen wants it. Here he comes to the bottom, taking on the top position. And look at James McLeod. Here comes the 51. Wait, caution's out again. Caution's waving again. This time with Andreas Allen leading the way. So the yellow flag waves for the 3rd hot time here tonight at Darlington. Caution's breeding caution. Smoke on the back straightaway. See who was involved in this one. Looks like it could have been Rohe Vedarvu and maybe Jacob Lawler getting into it with him. I know Vedarvu started up ahead of a number of other drivers who I think were up to speed, and that may have there may have been some contact between the faster machine and the slower damaged car of Rohe Vedarvu. So another caution flag here, this time with 13 to go. 12 when they hit the stripe. Let's look back and see what happened. Let's see if we can find out exactly what happened. Actually, the wreck happens up ahead of Rohe Vedarvu. What was the 14 of Lawler? Okay, we got to rewind this just a bit. I think maybe he and Washer get together. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Lawler just got a huge run there on Dylan Young. He went down to be able to make the pass. I guess he didn't know that he wasn't clear on the 88. And his car going to go spinning around. And I don't know how Rohit comes into all of this, though. Oh, right there. Caleb Farrell, when Washer came back up, Caleb Farrell was there. Alright, so that's what happened there. Washer, that was just a case of a lot of drivers not knowing if they were clear or not. Watch right here. Chris Washer's going to come back up. Caleb Farrell's already there. Farrell turns Washer into the wall. Then there's contact there for Rohe Vedarvu. That's going to cause his car to spin out. Farrell goes up, gets the wall again. And Vedarvu's car is going to spin around in front of the 82 of Wolfgang Mason. I don't think anybody hit him, though. Carson Gum going to go to the high side. Cassandra Renzi goes way down to the apron. So that was just a whole bunch of drivers not knowing they were clear. Lawler didn't know he was not clear on Washer, and Washer didn't know he wasn't clear on Farrell. So a lot of chain reaction wrecking going on out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. But fortunately it was near the rear of the field, and so we didn't have a lot of drivers basically get involved. I don't really think any drivers, for the most part, with the possible exception of Caleb Farrell, got any damage. So that's what puts us under the caution for the 3rd time today. Let's head back for the green flag once again. Alright, so we'll get ready to put him back under green. It'll be 9 laps to go when they hit the stripe. We went pretty good run of green flag laps at the beginning of this thing. Had an occasional caution or two, but for the past 10-15 laps or so, it's been cautions breeding cautions, and so we certainly hope this thing is going to end under green, but right now we're going to have to see. I think they can fit one more caution in, but if we have 2 cautions within the next 9 laps, the race will probably end under yellow. Andreas Allen is your leader, looking for his first win of the season. Jake Rogers is 2nd, James McLeod 3rd, Bob Jones 4th, 5th is Bob Fergus, then it's Galligan, Hamlin, Jordan Davis, Tim Walsh, and Ricky Falcon. 4 chasers in the top 10 as we get ready here for the restart on lap 29 of 37. Green flag's back out. Let's see if we're going to end this thing under green, or are we going to have another yellow between now and the checkered flag. Already a couple drivers stepping out of line. Tim Walsh back there as well as Ricky Falcon. Battles on for 2nd, though, between chasers. James McLeod going to bypass Jake Rogers. Bob Jones going to fill the hole there looking for 3rd. And James McLeod's not done. He wants the lead. Look at him close right up on the back bumper of the Tex Slayer Chevrolet as he's looking for his 2nd straight victory and 3rd of the season. Allen, though, appeared to get a nice run through turns 3 and 4 on the high side. He's going to keep the lead. Now Bob Jones looking underneath James McLeod for a second, almost turned him to the apron. That might have actually helped McLeod, because now McLeod gets a huge shove through turn 2. Here he comes for the lead off of Andreas Allen. Here comes Bob Fergus underneath of Bob Jones. Two Toyotas battling for third as McLeod's going to clear Andreas Allen, move the DuPont number 51 to the lead. But there's a lot going on behind him too. Tim Walsh, Ricky Falcon, who we saw dive that inside line as soon as the green flag came out. They're now looking for 5th and 6th underneath Sean Galligan. Bob Jones has now cleared Andreas Allen for 2nd. Bob Fergus now trying to take 3rd, and now Galligan's going to try and fill that hole and take 4th position as he was able to hold off Tim Walsh for the moment. Single file amongst the top 8 at least, maybe through the top 10. Oh yeah, it's single file all the way back. Now here comes Tim Walsh to the inside. He still wants that 5th position. He'll take it. Falcon moves to 6th. Zach Hamlin rather, moves into 7th, I believe, as now the tightening up begins up at the front. Here comes Bob Jones looking underneath of James McLeod. He's going to try and make the move here. Bob Fergus right behind him. If Jones can make the move, McLeod's going to get freight trained very quickly. As off turn 4 at the stripe, McLeod will lead that lap on the high side, and he's actually going to keep the spot. He's going to be able to get around Bob Jones, still keep the lead, and now tries blocking the Panhandle Toyota. Bob Jones right on his left rear. They almost turned him coming off of 2. Still keeps it to the inside. Can he get to the inside here in 3? No, McLeod hangs on to the spot, gets a better entry into the middle of the corner of 3, and he'll keep the top position. Now pulls away by about 3 car lengths. That move right there may have just handed the win over to McLeod, but it ain't over yet. We still got 4 laps to go, and Fergus now is the new runner-up driver. Tim Walsh moves to 3rd. Into 4th goes Ricky Falcon as Bob Jones begins to be freight trained now, along with Andreas Allen. So now it's up to Bob Fergus. Fergus ended up winning at Atlanta earlier on this season, but he's down 38th in points. What would a second win do for this team? How about Tim Walsh? 40th in the point stand, still looking for a victory. And Ricky Falcon, he's in the chase, but he hasn't been to victory lane yet either. But they got to try and run down James McLeod here. They got to do it quickly too, because next time around it's 2 more laps to go here at Darlington. I don't know what happened to Bob Fergus, but he just lost a ton of ground. Walsh and Falcon now still working together. They have not left each other since we got back green. They have been nose to tail wherever they've been in the field, whether they be battling for 7th, for 5th, or now battling for the 2nd position. Ricky Falcon going to try and make the move. He will take that spot away from Tim Walsh. 1.5 laps remaining. Ricky Falcon trying to run down fellow chaser James McLeod. Which one of these two is going to win it, or can we have Tim Walsh come back up in here and make it a 3-man fight for the win? Here we go. White flag displayed this time. Falcon right on the back bumper of James McLeod. Will he make a move here into turn number 1? Here he comes, peeking out of line. He moves McLeod out of the way, and now he moves to the point as Ricky Falcon. McLeod has to try and regroup. He'll try and get a run here off of 2 and down the back straightaway, but now he's got a challenge for 2nd from Tim Walsh, his teammate. Meanwhile, Ricky Falcon by about 3 car lengths into 3 takes the middle groove away from James McLeod. McLeod will have no opportunity to run him down out of 4. And Ricky Falcon's going to pick up his first win of his Mobil Cup Series career, taking the checkered flag and a Help a Hero 200 here tonight at Darlington. Wow! Ricky Falcon, Tim Walsh, those two were the 2 on the move ever since we got back for this restart with 9 laps remaining. It was probably going to be one of them. They ganged up on McLeod. McLeod tried his best to hold him off, just couldn't do it. And Ricky Falcon's going to win here tonight. What an unbelievable victory for that team. Falcon's first win of his Mobil Cup Series career, and think of how well this is going to situate him in the chase points as well. He came in 8th in points, 44 points back, and he's going to leave with a victory tonight. Man, what a great run. A little bit of a congratulatory bump there by James McLeod. He knows that he got bested there. That was a great battle between those 2 chasers. Let's take a look and see what our official results were. Chasers finished in the top 2 there with Ricky Falcon and James McLeod. Now McLeod, he would have loved to have had that victory, no doubt about that, but he's also got his eyes focused on taking over the points lead, which he may have done here depending on where Poteet finished. We'll find out that in just a moment. Rest of our chasers, though, you got Charles Jackson. He kind of came from out of nowhere, did Charles. He'll finish in 8th here tonight. Zach Hamlin going to finish in the 9th position. Looking further down here, LJ Mills, he was able to battle back for a nice 11th place position. If I'm not mistaken, he was back in the mid-30s earlier on, so nice run by the 54. Jake Rogers, who led a couple of laps here tonight for a couple of times, he's 14th at the end of this evening's race. Gene Sanford was able to battle back for 15th. Dylan Pote finished in 18th, and according to my calculations, he would have had to have finished in 12th or better to keep the points lead. I think McLeod has taken the points lead away from his Turner Motorsports teammate, Pote, who'll finish out the evening in 18th place. Looking further down, got to look quite a ways down before you find another chaser. Good heavens. No chasers there. There's Jessica Shelton, 32nd. Looking further down, Levi McIntyre in 39th. Tristan Folks in 40th. And Joshua Collard in 42nd. So, no doubt about this, it's going to be a point shakeup for sure. According to my calculations, which could be very much incorrect, it's going to be the top four, I think, are going to be McLeod, Poteet, Falcon, and Charles Jackson. Not exactly sure in what particular order below McLeod the other three are going to be in, but it's going to be pretty close, I can pretty much guarantee you, heading into next week. So, next week we head to Homestead Miami Speedway. Hope you'll be tuning in for that. We still got a Snickers Cup Series race from Darlington to come, though, before we end off this race weekend. So, Ricky Falcon ends up winning his first Mobil1 Cup Series victory, and this is going to help him out big time in the chase. As a matter of fact, we've had two chasers go to victory lane in the last 2 weeks. Kind of interesting there, as we have yet to have a chaser go to victory lane in Snickers Cup. Will that change tomorrow night? We'll find out. Thank you all for watching. Hope that you enjoyed tonight's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and compart with the crew today. Here comes your official full finish results, overall point standings, rookie points, and chase points, heading next week at Homestead Miami. Also, be sure to follow the NNSCRA on social media. Facebook and Twitter links are in the description, as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. He made very quick work. Whoa, look out! Oh, what a save! Dougie Shears just got turned by the lap machine of Charles Sanford, but now he's got left side damage. But he still opens up his distance. He still keeps a distance between himself and second place McCurry. But all that ground he gained, he just lost right there. But what a save!